Good morning. Welcome to Thanksgiving Monday here at the Curlers Corner Autumn Gold Curling Classic. This is the 45th one of these. I'm Heather Rogers. This is Kyler Kleibrink. We're back with you for the playoffs.
Welcome, everyone.
Kyler, we've got a good quarterfinal matchup here. Do you want to introduce one of the teams for us?
Sure. From Korea, we have Team Gim, skipped by Unji Gim, third Minji Kim, and then they have a 5-person team, so I'll just read the other 3 because I'm not sure who's in today, but they have Suji Kim, Yi Un-sol, and Yi Ji-sol.
Fantastic. They're throwing the Red Rocks?
They're throwing the Red Rocks. They are the Autumn Gold defending champions. They have a world bronze medal from 2014, and they've competed in the Universiade Games twice.
Yeah, just an incredible team there. And by virtue of qualifying out of the B event, they get hammer in this game. So Hunkin was the C qualifier, Gim was the B qualifier. So Team Hunkin here, bit of a new lineup this year, just one new player. We've got Dana at lead, Becca at second, Jessie Howen, formerly Jessie Scheidegger, at third. She's the new addition, and Jessie Hunkin skipping. They're 28th in the world, and what I've seen so far of this team this year, I think this lineup change is proving to be a good move for them. I think Jessie Howen brings a lot of course, experience to this team, and I think she's got fantastic strategy. So I'm looking forward to a good matchup.
Yeah, it'll be good. And Unji Gim is ranked 4th in the world, so
Wow.
Hunkin 28th, Gim 4th. First end, setting up kind of like a first end here. Just a couple yellows in the forefoot with one corner.
I can't baby it. As straight as it is, she's adjusting with the ice.
So if you're just joining us, it's been a fantastic event so far. You know, we've had 32 teams, 20 Canadian teams, 12 international teams. And just a really well-matched field, I would say. Lots of tight battles out there. We were fortunate enough to bring in Jamie Barassa as our head ice maker this weekend, thanks to the Calgary Curling Club for bringing him in, and the committee, of course. And it's just been a fantastic surface.
언니 웨이트 좋았어요? 힘든 것 같아요? 그냥 떨어지는 것 같아요. 처음부터 풀리는데 좀 빼고 하길래 떨어질 것 같았어. 오케이. Halfway, right. Gotta go away. Good, halfway.
Looks like Hunkin has called the center guard here, so we will have some action in this first end.
이렇게 떨어질 줄은 몰랐어.
Maybe a little bit shorter than they wanted to. Probably wanted that to be a tight guard in the first end.
How much did 9 come down? How much did 9 come down?
Yeah, you can see there how much finish we're getting on this ice. Good sweep there.
Teams are just going to exchange hit and rolls here and try to get buried. Even if a rock does get buried, the center guard is pretty high, so it should be hackable.
11.
Okay, it's been a long event, Kyler. Gim qualified out of the A side, so apologies for my mistake there. And so by virtue of qualifying A, of course, that was Saturday night. They had all of yesterday off, but they played a skins game against Fujisawa for a bunch of cash, thanks to sponsor ACR Media. So, Kyler, you've played a ton. Talk to us a little bit about the difference here between Gim, who qualified A, hasn't really played all of Sunday. Hunkin had a 3-game grind yesterday to get here today.
Yeah, that's a tough dynamic of curling. I feel like the team that comes through the C is usually on fire, and the team that came through the A is kind of maybe the first few ends still trying to get back into it, get back into that competitive mindset, whereas the team that just came through the C is already raring to go. So for GIM, they're just going to want to really get their feet under them and not give up any big points early, and by the time the third, fourth end hits, they'll be back to their true selves.
Yeah, although no mistake there, really precise come around.
Yeah, this GIM team is so good, so maybe none of that applies for them. Maybe they're just perfect. But so often you see guys like Kevin Cooey come through the C and he is just on fire and ready to go and then wins the whole event.
Sweeper is not able to drag this far enough, unfortunately. That stone won't be helpful for Team Hunkin, and now GIM looking at maybe an open deuce this end.
Yep, gonna split the house here. These are not easy in the first end. You really have to pay attention to the other team's practice to see if there's been a rock down this path yet, and if you didn't pay attention, then you're just taking a wild guess. Is there going to be frost? Is it going to be quick? How much curl is there?
It looks through, but
Just stops in the back 12. Whose shot there? Yellow's shot?
Yeah, looks like Yellow's second shot.
Second shot.
Sigh relief for Team Hunkin.
안 나갔네. 12초 때요? 근데 안 나갔어요? 잘 붙였어야겠다.
I do love having the same player throw the same shot 2 times in a row, so I expect Jessie to be close on this.
Looks like the sweepers are happy with it so far.
Don't want to leave a double.
Yeah, so looks like the double is possibly available if you skinny the corner guard, but GIM is also just really happy with the deuce here, so she's looking to just get rid of this rock, maybe even roll to center like she's motioning.
Just stayed there for so much longer. 저 T에 있구나. 저 열에 있어. 아 열. Yeah. 1번, 2번. 1.
There is a risk of rolling to the back 8 right on the center line here. It'll open the door for Hunkin to freeze down to it.
Gets the nose hit, not a bad result. The key there, I think, was keeping the shooter in the rings.
After Hunkin hits this rock, there is a danger for GIM that there could possibly be a double soon onto their side red one.
It should curl.
Yeah. Good throw here. You got it.
Just undercurled a hair and left this rock into the open. But like I said, Gim's going to have to be careful not to leave a double here now.
이게 제일 별로야 지금 강 더블이라. 그냥 이렇게 빨리 가는. 오케이. 그 괜찮으니까.
Yeah, Team Gim has a couple options here. I mean, ideally you don't want to be grouping your stones too much, but if you roll right behind that center guard, kind of back button, do you think we'd ever see Hunkin play the freeze?
I think we would see her freeze for sure,
이것만 이기면
but
돼요.
only if it was perfectly back button on the center line. Anywhere off, I think Hunkin would elect to take the hit.
I know that was the other Peterson, but they're also. I mean, we have.
Something else we've noticed on this ice surface is the more we throw the same path, the straighter it gets. So you saw Unji Kim tighten up the ice there. Sweepers are on it.
얘는 가야 돼. 얘는.
And that's going to be a great shot. Split the house and set up the deuce for Gim.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, I like that.
There's not too much Hunkin can do here other than remove this red rock and concede the deuce. They are looking if they could get shot frozen to that back one.
Stay close. That one closer to set took off. Yeah.
So, you know, Hunkin lining up the precise shot here with the hit and roll, but really objective is just to make this red go away and hope for a miss out of Gim.
Okay. Good throw here. You got it.
Could they roll behind the center?
Just about rolled behind the center. So a nice wide open hit here for Gim, right on the nose for the deuce.
언니들이랑 똑같이 잡았어요.
Gim with a really good end this end. The only mistake that I remember is this red in the back 12. They just missed it by a couple inches.
Yeah.
네, 괜찮을 것 같아요.
So final rock here in the first end. Gim with an open out-turn hit for 2.
언니 와야 돼요.
And makes no mistake. So Gim with a 2-point lead heading into the second end. So we're starting the second end here. Hunkin with the hammer. Kyler, I'd say this is a must-score situation for Hunkin.
Yeah, definitely being down 2, you want to get the game going here and try to get back tied. Looks like Gim tossed up a center guard, so a bit of a aggressive play.
This draw is coming in hot from Dana.
12, 12고 안 나가네.
Gim just going to leave that back there and come to the top 4, so some aggressive play here.
We will keep you updated throughout the draw, by the way, on the other quarterfinals here. I'll just list you off the matchups. We have Nakamura versus Fujisawa. We have Yagi versus Beth Peterson. And we have Brown versus Tabitha Peterson.
야리면 와줘. 타이트해. 타이트해.
A good shot there from Team Gim. So Hunkin's already tapped the freeze, but there is a hack waiter intern to hit and roll to the side and sit 2, but she must figure that it's a little too early to start hitting. But even looking from this view, the intern might be the place that you have backing and you could tap it a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially because that red is covering the top half of the button there. It's definitely in a steal position, but she's more patient than we are.
Yep. It's a very perfectly executed. Really nice to get that tap back, to get that red out of the perfect steal spot.
여기도 스포츠 초반인데. 네. Knew it was 2, so I knew it was the 2 that you could hold it. I don't know if she knew. Good manage though.
Gim now with the lefty out turn, freezing to her own, or freezing to the yellow, I suppose.
Yeah, I think she motioned to freeze to the side of the yellow. Looks like really good draw ice this morning, nice and quick, and sweeper's ice. Little bit of a bounce here.
Not a bad result though for Gim. The angles still look pretty good for them, and that yellow's now less usable for Hunkin. So calling the hack waiter, but where does that back red go, Kyler?
Looks to me like it probably jams, and Hunkin's okay with that.
Becca Hebert here. It was her 30th birthday yesterday, so best birthday present she could have gotten was the qualify.
So they do jam it at the back, but honestly those rocks back there don't usually come into play when there's this many rocks on the forefoot. Those are just skip killers back there. They just trip over those.
The angles are pretty nice. Yes. Yeah. It's in a good spot. Yeah.
Gim with the run back call here. I love this call if she makes it.
Okay. 일단 제일 좋은 건 잘해. 열어야겠다.
So she's gonna peel her own center guard, make no contact in the house. We'll see how that works for her, because her next peel will definitely be easier.
뒤에 게 우리 거 이게 바뀌어가지고 그래서 it's pretty good. 여기가 더 괜찮은 것 같아요.
Hunkin looking at kind of replacing the center guard with a tighter one.
아니 근데 이드는 많이 돌리는데
Hunkin does have the option to hit her yellow here and roll to the side of the rings and sit 3.
진짜 많이 돌렸어.
But knowing that Team Gim can throw those high hard ones, the odds of those yellows sticking around for very long is kind of low. So I think she's going to throw this guard and hope that Gim runs it in and maybe jams something.
Really tight. We're like full 12 right now. It's coming down a bit though. Full 12. Full 12.
Jessie trying to drag this over closer to the center line.
It's very close to what they called, and it's guarding the rock that they wanted to guard. So we'll see what Gim has here. Looks like there is a skinny double there if Gim wants it. If you're Gim, you could almost just fire this through the hole and take whatever you get. If you peel the guard, that's fine. If you tick the wide yellow and get the double, that's awesome. If you make it through the hole and get the yellow that's in the 4-foot, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, lots of good can happen, and we know she can throw it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt with my second one. It's like still that slower release.
I think they're just trying to hit the one in the top 4. Through that hole, and perfect. Didn't want to remove their own red into the back 12 like that, but a very good shot nonetheless. Maybe just hit it a little bit thin.
Yeah, it'll be hard for Team Hunkin not to leave a double back, depending on what they do here. So
있었을 것 같아요. 설마 빨리 했으면. 맞았을 것 같아요.
Hunkin just trying to find a place to put her rock that there's no double. Looks like Jessie thinks
This is
maybe
half in the 8.
off to the side.
You can even come right back to it.
Looks like they're maybe calling to the back 8, but if you see those 2 rocks in the top, they line up to go back onto where she would be drawing to. So I think the call here is maybe T-line-ish behind the guard.
yeah,
그러니까요. 8밖에 없을 텐데. I wanna go, yeah. Line! Yeah! Just for line! Yeah! Real!
I'm hearing sweepers yell back 8.
Coming down. Where do you want it? Girl, girl.
Looks like they're gonna... Does that line up on?
I think it might touch it. So what Kyler's looking at here is the drag effect. Maybe you can explain that a little bit for us.
Can you just stay at rock high?
Yeah, so in order to drag this red rock to the left to touch that yellow that Hunkin just threw, they're going to have to hit it high on the right side, which would leave 1 yellow there. So they may have just got away with this one that they just threw. If you put that yellow a few inches higher on the T-line, say, then there's no chance that the drag would ever hit it. But right now it would be close if you hit the left side of this rock. But they're going to hit the right side just to remove the 1 yellow at the top.
Right.
So we should see that red go by the yellow in the back, I think.
She's throwing it pretty hard.
될 것 같아요.
Yeah, exactly how Kyler called it. And these teams would know the angles of that too, so I think that would be mission accomplished for Gim, or at least that's the shot they called.
Yep. Mission number 1 was to remove 1 yellow, but now Hunkin is sitting really nicely here with an opportunity to sit 2 buried.
And again, Jesse having the opportunity to throw the same shot 2 times in a row. Sweepers know this path.
Whoa! Whoa, guys! No, you can't. You can't. You're wide open here. You just can't. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of those draws that was a little light, so the sweepers had to go, but by sweeping it, it didn't allow the rock to curl as much, so not too much they could have done there except for what they did.
그 공간을 한번 봤는데
I believe Gim is looking at the double off the side yellow.
될 것 같긴 한데.
No time clocks in this event, so teams are free to meet every shot if they wanted.
I think if I'm Gim, I have to go back to what are my acceptable outcomes. I think you're kind of committed now, probably, that you're okay giving up 1. You're just trying to prevent the multiple score here.
It's an interesting call from Gim, another aggressive call. They're going to come in and freeze here. Not a lot of tolerance on this shot because that yellow is over buried there, so if you are a bit heavy, it's going to be tough to touch that back yellow.
I'll just give you an update here. If you're a Team Tabitha Peterson fan, she does have an open hit for 3 in the second end here. She would be taking the lead up 2 points over Corinne Brown. Chelsea Carey is in the hack, throwing her last stone for Team Yagi. She has a draw to the 4-foot against 2 to score a single. Sweepers right off of this freeze on our sheet.
Yeah. Did that look like a lot of ice to you, Heather?
Yeah, I mean, her speed was relatively close, but nowhere near the right amount of curl.
Yeah. Hunkin with another great opportunity here.
Yeah.
Hunkin's going to take about a foot less of ice than Gim did, learning from what Gim did.
So I'm not 100% sure.
And never mind, they're going to take the same ice as Gim, but maybe less weight will curl harder in there. Oh no, they went back. A lot less ice than Gim. So we talk about tolerance a lot, but when it comes down to skip shots, there's not much tolerance usually. So this one needs to be anywhere from the top 8 to the top button, so about 2 feet of room.
Yeah, and I guess worst case scenario, the miss I think would be heavy. You don't want to put up a center guard for Gim to come around.
To the back here. So even with the less ice, they're still not coming too close to that guard. A little bit heavy though.
Now, where does that yellow double go? Any chance it jams on the red?
오케이. 반.
Looks like it might go over the top, might jam.
I just seen it. I seen it starting to die. And
So Gim has two options to come down and tap freeze that, or to make the double. If the double does jam, you might see her play the tap freeze.
나와요.
Because there is that yellow in the top house still, so if she exploded everything, Hunkin could hit the one on the far right for a 2 or 3 possibly.
네. 근데 두꺼우면 별로일 것 같아서.
Yeah, I think because Unji Gim can throw this so hard, I think if she hits it thick, it misses over top of those reds. Although it's a lot of ice, so I might have the call wrong.
See what weight she throws on this. It kind of looks like ice for a board weight hit. Maybe a control weight hit. She might throw it hard though. Looks like it's a peel.
Yep.
클린 점! 안녕히 계세요.
This is curling. Yeah, hit that a little too thin, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Gim's sitting too, so
잘 닦았다. 잘했어.
the perfect outcome for Gim.
Okay, you're
Gonna
right.
get the force.
큰일 뻔했네.
That was a risky shot though. There was a slight chance to give up 3 there, but executed perfectly.
Yeah, no mistake. And again, you know, I'm just such a fan of these teams that can throw it so hard. It's such a weapon to be able to throw those sub 8-second hits. The yellow doesn't get out of the rings, but it moves far enough to Kyler's point, and now Jessie Hunkin is drawing to the 8-foot against 2.
닦는데 물이 쏙 때문에 이렇게 세로로 닦아. 상대가 14. 아 맞아. 상대가 14.
Last stone in the second end. Hunkin drawing against 2. Sweepers like it.
Yeah, you can hear the sweepers talking to each other. Dusting it in the whole way. No mistake. Team Hunkin with a single in the second end. And before we go to break, we'll just give you a bit of an update across the sheets.
Nice toss. Good. Yeah, really good.
So on sheet 3, we have Nakamura versus Fujisawa. Fujisawa leads that one 1-0. Couple of blank ends there.
Yeah, and Yagi versus Beth Peterson. I didn't see if Chelsea was light or heavy, but she did miss the draw and gave up a steal of 2 there. So Beth Peterson with a 3-0 lead. And on Corinne Brown versus Tabitha Peterson, Tabitha did make the nose hit for 3. So they are up 2, and Brown has the hammer in the third.
세개는 비슷할 것 같아요.
Well, we've got a good start to this third end here. Gim is up 1 with the hammer, so objective here would be to score, but Hunkin's got a decent setup so far.
웨이트 좋아요. 7, 8. 아, 파스. 8.
Just gonna see a few freezes here, and then probably eventually a run back or a peel.
Yeah.
언니 몇 시? 오, 3초 8? 13초 89. 래요 아, 14 될 것 같은데.
Both teams really dialing in their draw weight right now.
I had close to a 15 seconds on this, which seems true. We've been about a 14-8 to T-line all weekend. Just fantastic conditions.
Very nice rock placement there by Team Hunkin.
Gim not hesitating with the peel call here. She'd be happy with a score or even a blank at this point.
Good peel there.
There's a good view showing red kind of covering the pin there.
This could be a situation where Hunkin wants to force and Gim is okay scoring 1. So they both just accept it and just peel away here. Hunkin will have the choice if she wants to make a play later in the end to sit shot or not.
Really tight.
Yeah, it looks like the ice might be at its fastest point right now. Really sliding on everything. Good guard there. Little tighter to the rings, so Gim might call the run back. Looks like maybe just a straight peel. She's looking if there's any angles.
At this point, I think the angles favor Hunkin a little. If you hit that top yellow hard, I think you kill both reds.
Hard to tell if they called the run back or not, but looks like just a straight peel.
건드려. 네. Halfway. 4 feet. No, just half. No more.
Great sweeping there from Becca Hebert. You really can't tell these guys played 3 games yesterday. All these curlers are so fit.
네. 네.
This might be the run back call, Kyler.
Yeah, she switched the turn, so I guess she is looking to make some noise in the house.
언니 저 조금만 타이트하게 잡아주세요.
Interesting to switch the turn after just playing the intern twice.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Team just wanted a little less ice, I think.
Okay. I thought they were on your
Switching,
page.
switching turn.
언니 슈터.
Very close there. It's a good tolerance miss, though. Make the straight peel. The problem for Gim with these runbacks now is if they make it, they probably leave Hunkin shot, and then Hunkin will be guarding.
Yeah. Don't want to wait too late in the end if you're going to play it. Just to give an update here, Nakamura versus Fujisawa. Nakamura's last shot, she has an open hit for 1, but it is against 3 counters. That would tie that game up.
Nakamura's sweepers are on it hard.
And Hunkin's guard on our sheet just under curled there. So opportunity now for Gim to make a nice hit and roll. And then Hunkin will have some decision making to do. You don't want too many reds lying on the outside edges of the rings.
Nakamura made no mistake, and Nakamura versus Fujisawa 1-1.
언니 괜찮을 거야. 클린. 얍. 라인 라인. 라인. 가면 돼. 계속. 언니 좀만. 고고고고고.
It's a great hit and roll there from Gim. Almost ticked Hunkin's rock on the top button. Just missed it. Really good shot. So Hunkin can actually hit and roll right back to where she just was and keep the end the same.
Yeah. 좀 받아봐야 될 것 같아. 네. 약간 여유 있게 던지려고 했는데 너무 세요.
Is she?
11.
Oh, she's okay. She's playing soft weight out-turn hit at that red in the top of the 12 foot.
Perfect.
Not taking on too much risk.
Kind of looks like Hunkin's team goal this end is to force to 1. If their team goal was to steal here, for sure, they would maybe look at tapping something in the top 4 foot. Just a slight overcurl there,
Big
noses the
jump.
rock. Both teams just not wanting to touch anything in the 4 foot. Both probably happy with Gim getting 1.
Yeah, is there any chance of Gim being able to kill this yellow with 1 shot, Kyler?
I think there is if she throws it hard. Just a little bit high side 3/4. You do really have to throw it hard though.
노말이 돼요? 더블이 안 나와?
The other thing that Gim can do is just nose it with hack or board, sit 2 above Hunkin's 1, and just really make it a riskier end for Hunkin.
맞아요. 그 노말은 가야 될 것 같은데 공간이 보일랑 말랑. 떨어지긴 하던데.
It all comes down to what do you want
9반?
to do this end. Do you want to go for 2? Are you happy with getting forced to 1?
로즈 볼게요.
Looks like they want to go for 2 here. You're going to make a play on it.
Yeah, I like it.
맞아요.
Pretty important, though, to save your shooter. So, I mean, there's not a ton of room by that top yellow anyways in the 12 foot, but really want to make sure your shooter sticks around somewhere, because for sure you're losing the back red.
Not a ton of weight here, just a control weight hit, maybe normal.
언니, 그래도 어때요? 너무 얇아.
Not enough weight to remove that
많이
yellow.
얇아요. 진짜 많이 얇아.
Gotta make sure she gets by.
언니 가자.
Oh, the yellow did go pretty far because they hit it quite thin and rolled out. So, opportunity for Hunkin to sit 3 here. Yeah, the main thing that Heather talked about was sticking your shooter there. That was a must there.
Fortunately for Gim, when Hunkin makes the hit, assuming she does, their yellow will be high enough that, Gim will have all of the 4 foot to make the draw, but it is still a draw against 3. And, if Hunkin leaves this open in the window, she'll probably hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, depends how much it finishes up. We haven't really seen a half later here. This might be a board even. Yeah. Flopping under this guard isn't bad.
So a couple options here. You could try to nose this red or try to roll under that center guard, or you can try to roll to the left, basically where Jesse's broom is, and then leave Gim the option of a double or draw against 3. The one thing you probably don't want to do here is leave it open, like Heather said, so that it's just a nice nose hit for Gim.
Little down! Yeah. Little down! Hack!
We just saw Gim's under curl in this spot, but Hunkin has reduced the weight. Trying to roll behind their yellow, it looks like.
Yeah, very nice shot.
Great shot.
Yep.
Pressure's on Gim now.
Yeah.
Draw against 3. Love to see this.
That was a really good hit and roll by the Hunkin team. It looked like they chose to roll there and committed to it the whole way down the sheet. There was no question of, maybe we'll hit and roll under the center. It was perfectly executed.
후반 14초 이 정도였어요.
Just give you a quick update while she gets in the hack here. Brown, Tabitha Peterson, great back and forth game. Brown used their corner guards and had a wide open hit for 3 actually. So Tabitha Peterson is now down 1 with hammer, playing the 4th end.
Here comes the pressure draw for Team Korea.
Sweepers on this early.
Really good ice conditions this morning, so I don't think this is that much of a guess.
Just
Yeah,
dusting it in.
perfect.
Yeah, never concerned. Right to the pin. Gim with a score of 1. They'll have the lead up 2 points. Hunkin will have the hammer in the 4th end. So a traditional start to this fourth end. However, we've got, I think, a lead run back coming up here, Kyler.
Here we go. Gim not happy with the setup. Hunkin's come around was too good, and here comes the lead run back. Oh, look at this.
What a beauty.
Yep.
Don't know how often she practices that.
So, yeah, I was playing in a spiel a few weekends ago, and Japanese team was doing the lead run back. So, something to watch out for. Hunkin, to avoid that, could throw a corner guard instead, but then Gim would have free access to the middle herself.
Great shot. So both of these teams will be at the upcoming Slam in Niagara Falls, the Tour Challenge next week. Gim will be in the Tier 1, of course, and Hunkin is in the Tier 2. They made the final last year, I believe, so exciting opportunity for both teams to be in a Slam.
Sorry, Jane. Well, that was 11.
Just a little undercurl there. So for Hunkin here, she really does need a deuce, but there's not many rocks in play here.
Yeah, to Kyler's point, Hunkin would probably love to have more rocks in play here, but these two Gim red stones are in great position here, controlling the top of the house. No option really but to hit this rock at least one more time.
Oh, very nice hit and roll there from Becca Hebert.
If this short run back is made by Team Gim, their red rock will be in the biting the top of the 12-foot, but I think we might see Hunkin just draw around. That's what I'd like to see as a spectator. Oh,
So just a straight peel there. Hunkin gonna try to avoid a double here now. Oh, no, she's going for the corner guard.
probably not my first call. What do you like here, Kyler?
Well, I don't mind the corner guard, but if Gim ever made the double off the corner guard, that's
Super
not
high,
too good.
wrap around.
But yeah, I think I would just go to the side somewhere here and try to maintain the deuce. It's going to be really tough, though, with where that yellow is in the middle.
Do you ever play the split?
You could look at the split for sure if you know the ice and the weight. You could even draw back 12 around the one in the top 12.
Yeah, I don't mind that call either, because then if they make the double, you've got a guard to come around.
Yep. Electing to go to the tee line, I believe. Good part about this shot is there is some tolerance. If you ever did leave a corner guard, you're pretty good.
Looks like it's sailing. 13-8.
Need this to stop here.
Should.
Just.
Yeah, really tough not to set up a double. So
Carried good. That's a 13-8.
I think maybe the best spot to not set up a double was even with that one in the top 12 over in the side 12.
Minji Kim with the double attempt. Looks close. What a shot.
Very nice shot.
You know, we saw Minji Kim when she used to skip her own team, and she won the Tier 2 Grand Slam event in 2019, and man, she's just a fantastic young player. I think she's 24, Kyler?
Yeah, I think we read that, yeah.
I think we'll be seeing her for a long time to come. So they've taken the wind out of Team Hunkin's sails a little bit here. You're really just hoping for a mistake.
Yep,
Okay,
Hunkin
line's
will
good.
go for the blank here and reset in the
Line's
fifth end.
really good.
Maybe we'll see corner
it a
guard
good
or something as it gets later in the game. Hunkin really needs to
16.
generate some offense.
Really nice. Good.
Nice corner guard there.
하면 돼요.
No mistake from Minji Kim.
잘 봤다.
I really don't think Hunkin was expecting the lead run back this end.
Yeah, that really turned things around.
Yeah.
I think if we've got any young curlers watching, I think that might be something to put in your back pocket. Like Kyler said, he's seeing
Start
a
to
little bit
move.
more of it on the tour.
네, 13초.
Just a brief update watching the Yagi Beth Peterson game. Still all of the skips rocks to come here, but Yagi is sitting 3 without hammer in the fourth end. So pressure is on Team Beth Peterson.
언니 너무 많이.
You can see just on the corner of your screen there, Erin Pincott holding the broom for Corinne Brown. She's looking for a nose hit here, and Tabitha Peterson might have a blank attempt coming up. Wow, Corinne Brown just made an incredible shot, actually. You can just see on the corner of your screen that yellow on the tee line is actually in the rings.
Try and force her into a miss here.
Wow.
저는 잘 잡히더라.
Wow.
'Kay.
Very nice.
11.
And on our sheet, Team Hunkin, I think, may have briefly considered a freeze, but pretty early in the end to take on that type of risk. So just electing for the nose hit. Yeah, look at that angle there of Team Brown's yellow just biting the edge of the 12-foot. Tabitha Peterson with no chance of the blank now, so forced to draw for her single.
나 오늘 웨이트 몇이야? 아이
Hunkin with a good shot there. No mistake.
Yeah, I love when these teams throw that softer hit weight when they're trying to stick in the rings. It really brings the sweepers into play, and you know, she only hit about 2/3 of that rock, but stuck in the rings.
너무해.
Sweeper's right off of this, trying to make it curl now.
오케이. 8초 8.
Yeah, mission accomplished. So Hunkin with the blank attempt here out in the wings.
Over on the Yegi Beth Peterson sheet, Chelsea Carey with a draw to sit two buried behind a bunch of guards here, so going to be a lot of pressure on Beth Peterson.
And Tabitha Peterson did make her draw for one, so the Tabitha versus Brown game is now tied. Brown with hammer in the fifth. Jessie Hunkin with the blank attempt. Uh-oh, I heard Jessie call other way. Got the accidental force there. So Team Hunkin scores one in the fourth end. Gim will be up one with the hammer playing the fifth end.
지금 좋아요. 네. 네. 컴. 네.
근데 너무 시프하게 가는
나도.
것보다
네.
맞아.
네. 첫 번째 걸 7에 잘 갖다 놓을게요.
놓고
네.
상대 프리즈 하면 그냥 사이드로 빼면 돼.
좋아요. 웨이트.
So an update on the Yegi Peterson game. Chelsea had a draw to sit two buried, but just rubbed the guard and left Beth Peterson a really tough double for two. And Peterson with an amazing shot got two. So now it is 5-2 for Beth Peterson.
Some really good matchups this morning. You can see Fujisawa just behind there is up two without hammer in the fifth, but looks like she's got one buried, top of the 8-foot. About to sit two, I think. Yeah. So back on our sheet, Kyler. Hunkin with the accidental score there in the fourth end. Never bad to score a point, I suppose.
Yeah, so Hunkin will need to create some offense here without hammer. A force is not bad, but try to put Gim into a pressure situation. Maybe get a steal force would be great. Little mistake there by Team Hunkin.
Yeah, at this level, you don't see a ton of full misses, so not sure what happened there out of Dana's hands, but yeah, she'll want that one back for sure.
Yep.
So Gim now with the opportunity to just sit two, splitting the rings here. This rock definitely needs to be in the house though. This needs to stop.
잘못됐나? 8구?
Okay, so we traded a miss there, so not too much impact to either team with those two shots. So
8구!
Hunkin with the chance to hit and roll under here. We always talk about, especially with juniors, how important it is to make a shot after the miss. That really sticks it to the other team and makes the miss hurt.
그거 자신 있겠어.
This is getting close to that center guard. Man, uncharacteristic. We haven't seen this many misses all game, and now we've seen 3 in a row here.
Unfortunate there to leave the corner guard as well for Team Gim. Almost better to just peel that off and then give Gim the blank possibly. Now Gim will be looking for the deuce here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we like in there you can't hold it. Find that in that wider stuff and I set it straight.
Gim wants to make sure that this rock is either in line with their other red or a little higher. Worst case deeper, but just trying to get as much separation as possible so there's no doubles. Might have left a double there.
Left the door open a little bit for sure. Calling the peel here.
Yeah, Team Hunkin going for it. Do you like this call, Kyler?
Yeah, I love this call, and if you hit it a little bit thick and just roll over there, that's good.
I think for sure Becca Hebert needs to know that the miss is to hit it thick. If you hit this thin, Gim has a wide open opportunity to really split the rings. You may not get another double.
Yep.
This looks close. What a shot.
Very nice shot. Really high hard peel weight there from Becca and managed perfectly. This corner guard is going to haunt Hunkin all end though, if Gim can ever get under it.
Like that's a big ad.
A little bit of knife sweeping here from Team Korea. Looks like the knifing worked very well and got a good roll under. So now, what do you do, Heather? Do you freeze it or do you play the run back?
I think I'm in for the run back at this point. Kyler, what do you like?
Yeah, I think so too. Try to make contact in the house.
It does curl there.
Ooh, calling the hack waiter here.
Jesse can probably see just under half of that from the rings. I mean, we've got a good camera angle of it here.
So the biggest risk on these shots is just ticking either of the rocks. So if you just tick the corner or just tick the red one, it doesn't really have an impact with your stones. So the tolerance, I guess, is to peel off the corner guard and roll into the rings.
Sweeper's indicating this is light.
Yeah, it does look just through here on this one.
Now, where does the shooter go?
Yeah, so really good plan B there. Would have liked to remove the red stone, but not too much damage done. nice hit and roll there.
Yeah, those rocks are even in the rings. Definitely no double, and in fact, it'll take a couple shots before I think there's a double available.
붙였대예요? 붙여고. 여기가 약했어. 맞아. 안 그래도 그냥 너무 잘했다. 네. 네. 네.
So Gim just looking to roll back a little bit and keep these reds even in the house. Don't want to nose this, or there will be a hit and roll over for Team Hunkin.
언니 이거 기다려야 돼요. 이거 진짜 안 돼, 안 돼, 안 돼, 안 돼. 비슷해요.
So they did get the nose. Now Hunkin's goal will be to roll as close to that other red one as possible to try to set up a double for later. Only 2 more rocks to come here in this end for Hunkin.
이거 살짝 있었는데, 그죠? 방향이 조금 있었거든요. 아, 그래요?
내가 조금 더 타이트하게 이렇게 잡았어. 왜냐면 바깥쪽보다는 지금 첫 번째가 타이트해서
맞아요.
Roll right over.
I think one of the themes of this game for Hunkin is possibly just creating more offense. Maybe one more guard here or there.
방향이 들어갔어.
One more draw call instead of a hit here or there. Something like that, just to have more rocks in play. It seems Gim's shots have been not too hard. She did have a tough draw against 3, but
Yeah, great point. Hunkin with a little bit of a roll here, but not quite enough.
Was 네. 나 3호 10반. 네, 4호 또 괜찮아요. 네, 10반.
Korea looking to roll off to the side about 1 foot. If they roll to the side, there will be no double available.
Definitely needs to stick in the rings, though.
얘나 가야 돼. 얘나 진짜 가야 돼.
Knifing it, hoping to stick it here. And good.
No choice now for Jessie Hunkin but to hit shot rock. Do you hit and stick on the edge, Kyler, and hope for a rollout?
Yeah, I think so. If there's any tricky spots on the ice that you know of, that's where you roll to and make her throw that. The ice looks pretty good today though, so I haven't seen a run that falls or anything like that anywhere, so I guess just nose here and hope she rolls out on her next. Sometimes the 4-foot lines are a little bit straight. You could roll to the 4-foot line. Just anything that if you know that the other skip has a weakness anywhere, just try to roll there. It's where a lot of stats, analytics, watching other teams play comes into play. Trying to learn other teams' weaknesses. But with Gim ranked 4th in the world, I'm not sure you're going to find much there.
Yeah, very true. Well, not a bad result. Team Hunkin had to work for that hit, but again, they played that nice soft weight. Sweepers can control it, and they stuck in the rings, which is mission accomplished.
네. 10번.
Fujisawa with her last shot of the fifth end here, up two with the hammer. Looks to me like it's a split for three, or a hit. Yeah, split for three.
Split for three. Oh, just tapping it for two. But a little bit heavy there.
She might have thrown that too hard. Oh, my apologies. Nakamura has hammer. Tough to watch two games at once, people.
So Nakamura will be...
Oh, Minji getting close to rolling out here. Can Jesse Howen get this out of the rings? Wow. Little mistake from Team Gim.
Yeah.
And the Hunkin team still has some hope here. So Team Gim scores one in the fifth end. Hunkin will be down two with the hammer, playing six. Okay, so some momentum swings back and forth in that fifth end. Hopefully Team Hunkin can hear you through the glass, Kyler, and puts a few more rocks in play.
Yeah, I would love to see maybe two corner guards here,
Really good. Make it good.
depending if Gim throws any guards as well.
Yep.
You know, we don't have any timeouts in this event, of course, for pace of play when we had 4 draws a day, but at the upcoming slam, both of these teams will have access to their coaches in between every end, because the coaches get to sit right behind the scoreboards there on the ice, and sometimes even that just kind of outside perspective can really change things around. Gim at this point wants to make sure that they stay patient, stay calm. They were in control of that end, just one little mistake. Corinne Brown throwing her last shot of the fifth end. Remember, that game is tied. Looks to me like
She's hitting and rolling off an outside one for 3.
just rolls too far.
Yeah, just rolls too far and gets Oh, there's looking at it. Is it 2 or 3? I think it was just 2, but we'll have to see what they put on the scoreboard.
Okay, either way, Team Brown takes the lead in that game.
A bit of an interesting call because the forfeit was available to draw for 3, but elected to hit and roll.
Team Hunkin did not hear Kyler, and we're not throwing double corners here. We're playing the come around.
Yeah, I think that's fine too, coming around. Just the one thing is just not hitting too early.
그런 느낌은 아닌 것
It will plug up the center a lot though, so,
제가 봤을 때는
you know,
봤을 때는 언니
risk or reward.
봤는데 언니 느낌이 그러니까 저도
Easy.
그거는 괜찮다고 생각했는데 그냥 언니랑 계속 초반에 봐서 그게 날것 같아서
Really?
Team Hunkin trying to curl this behind the corner.
Yep, you really want these ones fully buried so there's no opportunity to hack weight them out. Close there, just didn't get enough curl.
네.
So once again, we're gonna have one guard here. Still an opportunity for a deuce, just have to get one good roll behind that guard. And Corinne Brown did get the 3, so the hit and roll worked out perfectly for them.
Oh,
아, 진짜
nice hit and roll there from Team Gim.
Brown leads Peterson 7-4.
진짜 좋아 보였어요. 아까 그 10초 4가 되게 느린 느낌이었거든요. 왠지 언니 것 때. 아이스가 그런
And in the Nakamura Fujisawa game, Nakamura got 2 in the 5th end, so Fujisawa is now tied with the Hammer playing 6.
Here comes a hit and roll attempt to get behind the corner.
9-5.
And just a little 9-5, maybe just a little bit heavy.
넘겨도 괜찮.
Yeah, opportunity now for Gim to just peel this corner guard, and
네.
then what do you do if you're Hunkin?
I would probably look at coming around both those reds into the back 12, hope for a miss of a run back, or maybe Gim would decide to guard and then create some offense that way. The other option is a freeze to the one on the top 4. Unless Hunkin decides that now she just wants to blank, she tries the double here.
진짜.
Back 12.
맞아요. 자꾸 걸릴 저 진짜 더러워졌어요. 아니, 여기
I don't mind this call too, it's pretty good. The reason I say to come around everything into the back 12 is it's always good when the other team's hitting their own rocks out of the ring. So if you come around back 12 here, they're going to try to run their own rock onto yours, and if they miss, they basically peeled out their own rock, and then you come around again and sit 2. This is good, but for Team Gim, it's going to be an easy pick out of this yellow stone, so you want to tap this red to a really good spot in the back 4 so you can freeze on it later.
It's there.
Yep.
Back 12.
I do like that they've stayed aggressive here, though, Team Hunkin, because scoreboard management. Great shot there.
Yeah, really good shot. So
Scoreboard management, you know, if Hunkin blanks the 6th end here, they're down 2 with Hammer playing 7. They'd have to score 2 to tie and then steal the win. Odds are not in their favor to do that, so I do like trying to score here.
아, 네.
Diane, Tabitha Peterson is losing 7-4 to Corinne Brown. but they do have a lot of rocks in play and some action in this sixth end here with hammer.
Nice call there from Team Gim. Wanted to kill their own stone because it was really acting like a guard for Team Hunkin. So Hunkin now just one rock to work with, really.
네, 반.
Line's good.
So looking for the perfect freeze here, or Gim is going to probably
Okay.
double
whoa,
everything
whoa.
out. And it looks a bit short, so
No, leave it as guard.
Gim will have the choice to peel that off or to come into the top four. It looks like it slid in, so it should be a pretty easy decision to hit it.
날리는 게 나을까요?
Yeah, making that perfect freeze onto the nose of the back one will be very tough. And depending on the weight that Gim can throw, a perfect nose freeze still can be removed at this in the game today.
So attempt number 2 here from Jesse Howen.
The other thing about the perfect nose freeze is Gim can also just nose it back. So yeah, it's going to be really tough to generate a deuce off of this setup, but just need a little bit of a miss from Team Gim here.
Right now. Line's good.
This looks really good.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, just the perfect freeze there.
14.
How much space is between that, Heather? It's about just under a foot of space, so it looks a little bit more frozen on the camera than it is, but Gim will have the opportunity to double everything out.
날리는 거죠? 90만 맞아도 이거 나가긴 하겠다.
There's a view of it there.
아직. 클린, 클린.
No mistake from Team Gim. They wanted to remove all of those rocks from play, so mission accomplished there.
All right. So I'm thinking like. Yeah.
But Team Hunkin still has a chance. She can make the perfect freeze on this and be in the rings. And then force Gim to make the blast. Her shooter would ideally roll out of play, and Hunkin would have the easy blank.
세팅 괜찮으면 가져도 괜찮은데 틀어져서 I think it's 14-3 to T here. Yeah. I think this path is 조금 간이 좀 떨어졌는데.
Our game is now the fastest one out there of all the quarterfinals. So when we get back after the break, we'll give you an update on what happens in the sixth end for everybody else. But some good battles out there on Playoff Monday.
Do it. Little bot. Just for line.
Thank you all for tuning in. We've had about 1,500 viewers per streamed game, and over 1,200 people have come in to watch in person this weekend. So great viewership for the sponsors. And Hunkin just tapped that a little too far, Kyler.
Yep, really, really close on that. Just couldn't really move it more than a few inches and tapped it just through.
언니 너무해.
Maybe in the 7th end we'll see 2 guards, Heather.
We can only hope. Yeah, I don't know the odds offhand, but I would think Team Gim up 2 without Hammer playing the 7th end would have, what, at least a 70-80% chance of winning the game?
Yep.
But don't go away, because you just never know in this sport.
And perfect shot there. And Hunkin will have the opportunity to blank again.
Well, blank attempts haven't been gimmies in this game, so see how this plays out. But Hunkin does want to keep the hammer now in the 7th end and really try to generate multiple score. Sweeper's on it the whole way. And she makes the blank. So Team Gim will keep the 2-point lead heading into the 7th end, and Hunkin will have the hammer. Okay, so just getting a look there at the Nakamura Fujisawa game in the 6th end. Fujisawa is red, of course, with the hammer. So Nakamura with a pretty good setup.
Yeah, putting some pressure onto Fujisawa. Nakamura really coming on strong these last couple of ends. A deuce in 5 and now sitting really good in 6. I believe Fujisawa came through the A.
That's
with
right.
a perfect weekend so far.
Yes. Some fancy camera work there to get back on our sheet. So just an update here on the Beth Peterson Yagi game. Chelsea Carey in the hack with her last rock of this end.
Needs to make a double probably to continue this game. Down 5-3.
Just hits it too thin. Beth Peterson with a draw for 2, and that could be handshakes, Kyler.
Yeah, I think you might see handshakes. 7-3 there if Beth makes that.
Look at this domination from Team Brown. Tabitha Peterson throwing her last rock of this 6th end. Looks like a nose hit against...
2?
Oh, is it a shot for 2?
From our angle, we cannot tell who shot second shot, so it could be for 2 or 1, maybe a measure. Has to get by the guard first, though. Good sweep there.
Excellent sweeping.
So they're going to have a look here. Kicks it off.
I'm thinking that's 2.
Yeah, it must be 2 if she kicked it off like that. So 7-6 for Corinne Brown with Hammer playing 7.
So just to catch everyone up on our game here, Team Gim's first rock of the end is that one back 12. Team Hunkin then threw the out-turn corner guard that's just behind our little scoreboard there, and it's a pretty wide corner guard. I'm not sure if that's helpful for their team, unfortunately. But they do have one good corner guard. Gim now guarding up the middle, of course.
So we did see 2 guards here in the 7th end. First time we've seen that from Hunkin. This is a really tough spot for Hunkin, but some teams recently have said that this might be a good blank opportunity for Hunkin, which we're probably not going to get the blank now with all these guards, but I know like Kevin Cooey and Reed Carruthers would probably try to blank this end and go for 3 in the 8th, but either way it's tough for Hunkin, and I like going for the deuce here as well. There's lots of stats and odds type things that are out there. So this is the first end we're really seeing a lot of rocks in play and see what Hunkin can do with it. This looks really good here. Trying to curl it over that last couple of inches. And a nice tap back to the back 8. So Gim won't be able to hit that yellow because it'll jam on the back. So she'll have to decide now, does she play a run back?
괜찮긴 한데 이렇게 가면 별로예요 혹시? 노말로?
볼 거면 그냥 봐야 될 것
아
같아요.
그래요?
확실한데 만약에 이게 벌어지면 바로 사이드로
맞아요. 근데 보긴 봐야
So the chatter from Team Korea, I'm guessing they're all on board with the run back and they're just probably deciding how to make it, what the path does, and then put the broom down.
네.
I can't understand them, but I think their communication is really elevated and they're talking about everything that they need to.
Yeah, very precise.
Perfectly done
Wow.
there.
No mistake.
잘만했다. 네. 우리가 오는 것 같은데 또.
Some people in the hack, they really don't enjoy talking with their team too much. They want to just everything silent and throw kind of like a golfer, right? Just wants no noise in their backswing, but it's really important to carve out the time to talk about how to make the shot, what's the path doing.
Team Hunkin just trying to tap this rock behind the tee line and mission for them is keep as many rocks in play as possible.
Another really good tap there. Might have been a bit heavy. Might have wanted to create a pocket back there, but lots of reds in the back of the house.
가능해요. 근데 노말밖에 안 될 것 같아요. 아웃턴.
많이 가는 것보다 스페인.
네, 일단 스테이 볼게요.
Fujisawa and Nakamura are having a measure at the end of the sixth end there, so we'll keep you updated on that scoreboard. Beth Peterson did make her shot for 2, so they are up 7-3 over Yagi, as Kyler indicated.
And they are continuing to play.
오. 안 돼,
With the money on the line here at the Autumn Gold, you just never know. Could be worth, they're down 4, could be worth trying to get a 3 and then a steal.
Great shot there from Team Gim.
언니 그
And the money on the line, I think, is,
네,
you said
끝나고 잘 말했다.
$45,000, Heather?
That's right, total purse.
Yeah, quite high. So these quarterfinalists are guaranteed $3,500, and the winner of all of these will make the semi and will make $5,000. So a big game here.
Yeah.
Points, money, everything on the line here.
Back line. Back line. More than
Dana trying to make this rock curl.
Some really good tapbacks here from the Hunkin team. Unfortunately, not any guards to roll under behind. Maybe if that corner was a little bit over, they could have been rolling behind it all end, but some really well executed taps. Just need to get some sort of overcurl or some sort of miss here from Gim so they can start drawing behind these corners. Little bit of an interesting turn here for Team Gim. A little bit of a risk of hitting that outside guard, but they have been quite perfect so far.
언니 이거 안 돼. 나 기다려야 될 것 같아. 클린. 짭. 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 짭.
Wow.
And a good sweep there from Team Gim. So, Heather, what do you like here? It's getting, there's 5 reds in the rings, but none are in a great steal spot. What do you see?
Yeah, Team Hunkin is all in here. I don't see, yeah, I was wondering, Jesse's indicating maybe a draw through the port between that red that's in the guard zone and the red that's in the top 8 foot. I don't know if that's there, truthfully. You'd like it to be.
약하면 안 될 것 같아.
Can she hit and roll off that top red and sit second shot? No.
I think if we get in there, they'll be running.
Yeah, I think she could tick off of it maybe with like T-line weight, but, or yeah, even, you know, this late in the game, I might be eyeing up that tap of the yellow on the right.
Yeah. Outturn tap.
There's a lot of backing back there for tolerance, and even if you hit it thin onto the Gim stone that was just thrown. The problem with this red being there is you just cannot get second shot, I don't think, off of it unless you tick in off of it. So the hit and roll doesn't get you too much. You're starting to look at this yellow.
Kick this over.
되니까 뻗는 것 같은 거예요.
And then if
Jesse's mic just cutting out on us a little bit, but I think too, you at least need to score this end. If you score 1, you're still in play. If you give up a steal, it's almost handshakes, and so I do like moving that red off the center line. You still have a few rocks here to generate a deuce, but you got to make sure you've got a chance to score.
know that red, they want to move it, but they just know that not being second shot is not ideal.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to make a team decision here. Do we go for the yellow tap, take on a ton of risk, possibly get a 2 or 3, or do we hit this red one or try to hit and roll off of it and probably most likely get forced to 1 here? Getting forced to 1 is not terrible. You're only down 1. Just need to steal 8 and 9, which odds are bad for that, but it can definitely happen.
Yeah.
Looks like they are electing to try to come through this hole, tick off of that red. This is the one way they can get second shots, so I do like the call. I think it's kind of important to roll kind of deep under that corner so that that red gim stone in the back is accessible later.
Yeah.
So not an easy shot here, but an important one for sure. They've been throwing this back 8 weight all end long, so they should know the path.
Yep.
Back 12. Back 8.
This is diving towards that guard. Looks close.
If they get it by, they'll be perfect. Oh, what a
Yeah,
shot.
just the perfect redirect.
Almost got first shot off that. Really good.
And open it up a little bit for Jesse Hunkin's next shot. Just precise shot making from Team Hunkin.
Gim now looking to come in and sit 2.
Snuck one in there. 네, 8. 앞에도 돼. 네, 하나요. 네. 볼 있었어. 무조건. 네. 만약에 많이 놓이면 그냥 해볼게요.
That was an amazing shot by Hunkin, but they're still in really tough here if Gim puts this here. So it goes back to maybe possibly tapping that yellow one on the side. Could have maybe got shot or off of it. Now, if Gim sits 2 here, they're going to be in some trouble.
Yeah, you might see the run back double.
Yep.
And Team Gim has some options here. I mean, as long as they're guarding this hole to some degree, it's probably a good shot for them. Sitting 2 would be nice. It's not necessary at this point. This is curling.
Did we get a miss out of Team Gim? No, but it is a little bit heavy.
Where will this stop?
Oh, wow. Through everything.
Wow, okay.
There's an opening for Team Hunkin. They've been waiting for this for a while.
And we're sitting second. We ever tap that
Still
now?
a really tough hole to get through. It's definitely not easy. Would love to roll a bit so that Gim doesn't have the same freeze she just threw. That was interesting. That really curled once it got into the house.
Yeah.
Almost lost its handle.
I don't even mind, like, yeah, just that same weight we've been throwing because we know the line for it. We don't
So
need to
Team
bump it
Hunkin
up
going to
a whole
navigate
lot.
this port again. They do want to be sitting 2 after this shot comes to rest.
Say half,
Do you think there's space there to
a
make
nice
this
half,
hit and roll, Heather?
not board.
Or do you think she can only nose?
Yeah, I think she can roll just a little bit towards the center line. Not fully buried, but probably enough. And then Gim's going to have a tough decision to make.
Yep.
Yeah, just I think I've. Yeah. Yeah, because really goal is still.
Good throw here.
For it.
So board weight here. Really important shot. Main thing is just getting through the hole.
Lots of rotation helps her get through the hole.
Oh.
Okay. Under curled a little bit, got the rub on the top, and now sending second and third shot.
Really close there. So Gim will get the opportunity to throw the same shot she just played.
지금 여기였거든요. 한 여기는요?
여기 잡았어. 근데 진짜 라인 너무 타이트했어.
A lot of discussion here for quite the routine draw that they just threw. It'd be nice to hear what they're saying.
Yeah, is the call the freeze or top four, Kyler?
I think the call is to freeze right into the pocket. Just make sure you never leave a run back for three. Force the other team to make that run back for three. Basically, by going back into the pocket, then you give Hunkin a nice, easy shot for her one, and she'll probably take it.
Well, the port is slightly bigger now, but it's still a shot that needs to be made.
언니 이건 좀 달라. 저기.
Trying to make this curl.
앞에 맞아.
Really needs to curl.
Looks like Hunkin might have got another break here. She is going to guard off her red. So will we see a run back for three?
아, 못 봤다. 13
Or is there
보였던 것 같은데.
anything else for a deuce?
Good angle of it there. I only see the run back
이거랑 아까 리즈가 다르긴 해요.
from yellow onto red.
Make it.
What do you like, Kyler?
I like the run back for three. Yeah, everything else is really tough. There is a double for two right on the center line, but it's almost as hard as the run back for three. So you may as well do a run back for three. I don't even know if there's a draw for one.
I don't think so. Not even that wide in turn, I don't think.
So forced to play this shot, but happy to have a chance at three here.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're only left with one option, it actually just helps narrow your mind a little bit and you're fully committed to the shot.
Yeah. There is some tolerance and some good things that can happen here for yellow.
이거는 진짜 뻗을 것 같아. 그리고 라인도 보자.
All right, so last shot here of the seventh end. Jessie Hunkin with an out-turn run back for a potential three score to really swing the momentum in this game.
This would really turn this game around. Needs to hit about 7/8 of it. 3/4 still gets it probably. They're on and off. Looks
close.
so close. It's perfect.
Wow.
What a
What
shot.
a shot. You can hear the crowd in the background here at this Curler's Corner Autumn Gold. Team Hunkin with the angle run back for three. They'll now have the lead up one without the hammer playing the eighth end. Don't go away, folks. This will come right down to the last rock.
13-8.
All right. Here we go. Eighth end of this quarterfinal. Hunkin versus Gim. Gim, in my opinion, had been controlling this entire game, and then Hunkin really flipped the switch in the seventh end with more offense, really put their rocks in great positions, took advantage of more rocks in play, and made an incredible angle run back for 3. So momentum is flipped here. Team Hunkin, of course, on the upswing. Gim now needs 1 to tie, 2 to win.
못 닦을 것 같아.
Team Gim has called a corner guard, which we know Kyler likes, but will it stop in time? Wow. You know, you can see this sometimes. Gim has been leading this game for
11.
the majority of these ends, and so probably the first corner guard their team has called comes in heavy. Kyler, do you know the stats? Gim in this position, down 1 with the hammer, playing 8.
Let me check here on curling zone. Down with hammer is a 48% chance of a win. So about a 50-50 here.
Wow.
Hunkin looking to force a steal. Gim looking for a deuce.
Yeah, and I would say,
Right
you
on
know,
top.
with Team Gim throwing their corner guard into the rings,
Is
that
that
50-50 may have slid now to, I don't know, under 40? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Team Hunkin with a great setup here. Gim, another attempt at the corner guard.
Perfect roll.
셋넷.
이것도 잘 거.
That was an amazing roll by Hunkin there to freeze onto the face of the yellow there. If I'm Hunkin, I would guard those, and Gim's going to have a tough end.
It is, yeah.
Just calling it really close to those yellows, which could be a little bit of a mistake with a high, hard-hitting team. I believe they have the steal if they just guard this.
I think her teammates just gave the audible here and might have changed her mind to a guard. I agree. I think you want to take advantage of this free guard zone.
The reason you want to be out of the rings is so that Gim can't hit and roll and be in the house behind her corner. If you're in the rings, Gim's going to hit and roll and be in the house. Yeah, so in my opinion, that's quite deep and gives Gim the free hit and roll behind her corner and to free up all those yellows. Gim just looking to maybe move these yellows off the top button.
무조건 살아야 되는데. 이게 프리즈보다 낫죠?
I think the hit and roll is there. If I'm Gim, I wouldn't want to leave my shooter here in front of them.
네.
I'd want to roll off to the side behind the corner.
네.
Good shot there to make the end easier on Team Gim.
Yeah, at least removes the pressure. I have a feeling now at this point maybe both teams are okay with red scoring 1 here.
Yeah.
잘했다.
Team Hunkin wants to stick this in the rings. If they roll out, you may see Gim just go around the corner
11.
guard. It's a bit of a mistake here from Team Hunkin. You really wanted to stay at least full 12 somewhere. Now Gim has a wide open opportunity to use their corner guard.
네. 네, 만날 때만. 딱 중반?
That rollout really brings two back into play, Kyler.
Definitely, yep. Be decision time for Team Hunkin after this shot. We did see teams struggle to get buried around this corner, so they do have a good knifing technique, but you can see it's still not cutting super hard behind that corner.
There it goes, right at the end, hey?
Yep. So they had to take that a little bit deep in order to find that curl.
Great come around there, and now Team Hunkin is forced to follow it down. We'll just give you some quick scoreboard updates after the 7th end there. So Fujisawa's now down 1 with the hammer, playing 8. Yagi and Beth Peterson. Beth Peterson is up 2 with the hammer, playing 8. And Tabitha Peterson versus Brown. Tabitha's down 2 with the hammer, playing 8. Oh, look at this, Kyler.
Nice shot.
A really important freeze there.
We should see a couple more freezes. Gim will have to deal with that yellow in the center eventually. Both teams are going to need to execute this end. If both teams execute perfectly, we should see 1 red.
Sweeper's really going on this.
So what are those things at the bottom of their broom there, Heather? Is that timers?
I think that is a timer, a
Okay,
Rock
yeah.
Watcher. Rock Watcher is actually one of the sponsors of this event.
Oh, nice.
Although she has a stopwatch around
In
her
her
waist,
hand as
so
well.
I might have that wrong.
I would just be worried that those might touch a rock, but yeah, it does look like a rock watcher. So the Korean lady we see on her screen there, she actually has 2 timers, so she might be taking 2 different times on this, like a split time and a hog to hog, which is
Wow,
quite innovative.
very talented if she can do it. Look at this, we're just getting almost perfect freeze after perfect freeze. Did Hunkin leave a bit of an opportunity there?
Yeah, I think so. A little hit and roll here.
Wait.
So Korea has 2 options actually on this shot. She
Oh,
could
it
hit and
really
roll
took
off the
its
center
time.
one, try to freeze onto that one that Hunkin just threw, or do this.
What's your preference?
I don't know. I think it's a 50-50, whatever you're going to make, but I might look at hitting the center one now because we know it has to leave. It's just when are you going to do it?
Again, great knifing technique here, making this rock curl quite a bit.
Yeah, without that knife there, that probably doesn't curl up and make that shot so good. Really good shot there.
Oh, now if I'm Hunkin, I'm nervous about giving up at least 2 here.
Yeah. So there's the all-in call, the center guard, and there's what else is there? There's
Freeze, lock it on.
a freeze to the corner of this red, which is very precise, but probably her only option. Little tap is
That's
okay.
it. Yeah.
웨이트 괜찮았죠?
Yeah. Yeah.
1번 덱에 붙이면 다 볼 거예요. 공간도 엄청 많았어서. 네.
I mean, they've all been important shots this end, but Team Hunkin needs to make this. If she's not sitting second shot after this, we'll see Gim just hit the rock at the top of the button and might be game over.
I don't want to bounce off of this.
2, 4, 3만
Minimum. 거의 안, 그냥
I heard the sweepers say minimum, or maybe the thrower said minimum, so that means she thinks she's just there on her own and not heavy.
4초에
So it looks like good weight. They're saying just to it.
Also have their own technique for trying to make it curl.
So it actually ended up a bit heavy. It was like back 4, back 8, and bounced off a bit.
But
Might not be bad.
yeah, fortunately for Hunkin, I'm not seeing a yellow double, at least not off the one she just threw.
이거는
Looks
잘못하다
j-
1번
looks like it
밀어주면
jams
진짜
to
걸릴
me.
것 같아요.
Yeah, so Korea has the option to throw this really hard off the center one. Make a double there. Definitely need a lot of weight. If you're Korea, you could also nose this and just see what Hunkin does. Maybe she guards and you come off of it,
이거
or
맞아도 괜찮아요, 언니. 네, 9번.
Korea noses this. What does Hunkin do?
옆에 어때요?
Noses it back, I guess.
Yeah, and hope for a miss on the double.
Yeah.
그 정도까지는 아닌 것 같아요. 우리 이렇게 나가진 않는 것도 보니까. 그냥 노말만 해서.
They are looking at even coming off that side yellow one because there's so many reds over to the left that you could
괜찮아요.
smash this one and possibly still sit 2 if you get both yellows going.
네, 9번.
Also think they're looking at a hit and roll over on top.
Yeah, I don't mind this call. If this is the hit and roll to the center line,
범위는 많아요. 이것도 있고.
I like this, Kyler.
I think this is good. I think anything Gim does here is pretty good. So depending where they roll, could be a guard for Hunkin.
Yeah. And then we may see Kim slash in that red corner guard. Okay, no,
So a
more
little-
discussion
A
needed.
little more discussion, yeah. It is a tricky situation here for both teams.
이렇게?
That double is there. She wants to make it.
이게 부셔지는데?
This is where the no time clocks come into play. There's absolutely no pressure for them to make this decision. In a world championship or something like that, they would probably have to be in the hack throwing this already.
이렇게 되면 안 돼. 에,
Just to, oh, look at the fans there. Just to give you an update on sheet 4, Beth Peterson ran Team Yagi out of rocks, so they will be moving on to the semifinal here, coming up in just over an hour.
So going back to the hit and roll call that they initially called.
So we know now that the winner of our game will be playing Beth Peterson in the semifinal.
언니 이거 계속! 계속! 오면 돼 계속! 좀만!
She wasn't trying to roll the way I thought she was, Kyler. Sweeping for the nose hit, I think.
Okay. So they ended up on the nose, which is still good for Gim, I think. Hunkin may have to just nose this and hope for a miss on the double. They are looking at a freeze too. I don't mind the freeze on the inside because where does it go if Gim tries a double?
Yeah,
It does jam over on the sides, so the freeze call could be a very good call.
I think we have to freeze or throw the guard.
Yeah.
Short's tolerance. So it's a
Whoever
pretty
throws
tough
that-
slash,
well,
but
she-
all she has to do
she
is make
has that.
contact. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with the guard is Gim would just have to hit anywhere, not anywhere, but anywhere thin on her red
Yeah,
would give her the deuce.
Not doing that. Yeah. I think
Yeah, sometimes the best guard is setting second shot. I do like putting another one in there.
Yeah. Angles are lined up really well for a freeze
it's
there.
pretty close. Like, as long as it doesn't touch the 3, it should
Yeah.
jam right there.
Yeah.
The tolerance, I think, is a little bit short.
Yeah, and at least you make her make the shot.
Yeah.
right?
Well, and then even if she plays the slash, even if we're just full 8,
True.
you're likely stealing too.
Okay,
So
good point.
we just have to.
Okay, but
Yeah, I
something-
do love this call.
I
I
think
think there's is
I
a
probably
little bit of
wouldn't double,
tolerance,
but
but
okay, let's lock it on.
locking it on just on the inside would,
This way is not going
I don't
crazy.
know what Gim would have, honestly. She could throw it really hard and hope to blast the 2 yellows.
While they decide where to put the broom on this, just a brief update on the Tabitha Peterson-Brown game. There are 4 rocks basically frozen on the button. Tabitha, I think it's a bit of a Hail Mary here to score 2. That would be to tie the game. We'll keep you updated on that, but not the most makeable shot.
Yeah, I don't see anything available for her, so if she makes something here, she'll prove us all wrong. It's a high, hard triple type thing.
Close. She tried.
Yep.
But unfortunately, Tabitha Peterson not able to tie that up. So Team Brown advancing to the semifinal. They will be playing the winner of the Fujisawa Nakamura bracket. So here we go. Last shot of the 8th end for Jessie Hunkin.
Wants to freeze in the top 4 here. Calling a little bump. Don't want to bump any more than a few inches for sure. They're calling the bump. Not sure how much though. So just a little bit heavy there, but will leave a pressure double for Team Gim.
They're just taking a look at it, but I believe yellow's sitting 2.
네. 스테이드도 괜찮아요.
Either way, they will have to make the double to get their 2. If they just nose this, they'd only get 1.
가운데.
So it's a 4-foot double.
아니요, 가운데 잡아. 타이트하게 잘 잡히지 않아요? 응. 그냥 바깥 느낌만 맞으면 돼요. 아니, 센터?
Yeah, so just high off nose. If you're a little too thin though, you will see the jam, so very tough shot here. I think it was the right call for Hunkin to sit 2 and just make her shot harder.
I'm going to call it right now. I'm not seeing an extra end. I'm seeing a win for either team here. Team Gim makes the double, wins the game, jams it, Hunkin wins the game. So here we go. Last shot of this quarterfinal. Team Gim needs 1 to tie, 2 to win.
On it early.
No
What
mistake.
a shot, Team Gim.
Wow, you can hear the crowd here go absolutely nuts. Team Gim, no mistake. Actually scores 4 in the last end there, but only needed 2. So it'll be Gim Peterson in the semifinal. And
What a shot there.
well played by Team Gim. They did have control for most of that game.
Yep. Thanks for everyone from Korea for tuning in. Lots of you guys in the chat. I'm sure you're excited about that win there.
Big shot there. Okay, so we just have one quarterfinal left here. That is Nakamura versus Fujisawa. They've got a few rocks to come here, so we will sign off. Watch online to see who wins that game, and the semifinals are coming back here in less than an hour. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Heather.